It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Raiders and the Fins, and it comes your way next.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Miami Dolphins. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They'll have Jimmy G calling the shots. Grew up in the northern suburbs of Chicago, went to Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo.
And Jimmy Garoppolo has shown that he can be a Super Bowl quarterback, but his biggest problem, his ability to stay healthy and remain on the field. When able, he's a capable quarterback prone to winning games both in the regular and postseason.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Let's get it done.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Now Garoppolo. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Here's Berrios. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
Every quarterback in the NFL has a little bit of his own signature style out there, but for this guy, he really plays the game in a different way. It's led to a couple double takes from us up here as we see him as something truly unique. It's not that he's just the strongest passer or the best athlete to ever play the position. He just has a certain way of seeing the action, and it allows him to make some special plays out there.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And this one too low.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 41.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. A little jet sweep to start the drive. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a 1st down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
On 2nd down at 4, Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
We'll be singing in the shower post-game. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, first down. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
From the 31, Garoppolo. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So Miami coming out for their second drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Looking to throw again on second down. Tua. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. DeAndre Carter back deep. .47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Back to throw here. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And here comes Berrios. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And they will take over 1st and 10. And out come the Dolphins now. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Tua now on 1st down. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and then he curls back inside for the completion.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Seven yards there and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On first down, Tagovailoa. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the gun, they'll try to run it. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing second and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like second and impossible, now has him within throwing range of a first down.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Looking to pass. Tua. Dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Here's Jake Bailey now. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Raiders offense coming back out onto the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Play action. Garoppolo. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Channing Tindall, the one who got through to drop him. And he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Garoppolo. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football, and that's worked for the defense early in this game, but now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back, and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football. Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Dolphins drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. He'll look to Mostert to start things out. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Tua now on 1st down. And the grab by Croft. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. To throw again on 2nd down. Tua, throw left side, taken in by Hill. Tua to Tyreek for the Miami 1st.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. That's caught by the Notre Dame man. It's Durham Smythe. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down. There was a little space there, yes, but that was a well-executed run by the rookie.
It was, and he wasn't one of the higher-rated rookie running backs coming out. He's probably on the next tier. But let me tell you something. If he becomes more consistent and continues to have that drive to be one of the best, we'll see more of that in the future.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 36. From the gun, it's Tua. Steps away to his left, and he'll just get rid of it.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Tua going to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Tua.
He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert.
And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away.
DeAndre Carter now from his end zone.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Brandon Bolden. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs.
And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. They run with Bolden.
And this is going to be a Raiders 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Bolden. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 36. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Working with a 2nd and 3.
On play action, now Garoppolo. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? They'll set up to throw. A dump off here to Bolden.
And he'll be taken down after a gain of about 8, as that will lead us to the 2-minute warning.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
Taken in at the 3. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Eluding the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. From the gun, a run with Mostert. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is Jake Bailey to send this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So the sack of Garoppolo, and now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Running straight ahead is Jacobs, and he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now Tua. It's Hill, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, The alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Buying time to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't third down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Tua going to run again. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Raiders in that first half. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On the ground, the drive starts with Wilson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Max Crosby, the one who got in there for the stop. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. He's going to have the first down and more than that.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Off of play action, Tagovailoa.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Up the middle they go with Mostert.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
Open man is Hill. He's got it.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here.
Looking to pass. Tua. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And they'll get this down to the 10. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Tua sets up to pass it. Touchdown! Robbie Anderson from 10 yards out.
And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Meanwhile, Garoppolo's throw pulled in by Renfro.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Bolden. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Garoppolo. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Garoppolo now. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Forced out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Now a dump off here complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
On 4th down, here's Daniel Carlson for the Raider field goal. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. The kick by Carlson is good. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back. Even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
taken in at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time, and it's third down.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. And that is incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on third down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just loft one toward the bench, not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. On the return, Carter. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Garoppolo on first down. Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Third quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Well, they go with a slant that time, 15 yards and a first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Bolden. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From midfield, here's Garoppolo.
It's caught here by Adams. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go to work. Let's go do this. Let's go, baby. Let's take time.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now a draw play. This is Bolden. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Looking deep for Adams. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
From the 22, Tua over the middle and complete to Waddle. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Max Crosby picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders now set to get the football back. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
And here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Gets this one to Hill. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action. Now it's Tua. Out to his left.
And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
He'll swing this out to Mostert. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Tua to throw again. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on 3rd. They had more guys than they could block.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit.
He made his first, this from 47 yards out. The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Myers. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Garoppolo looks to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Renfro. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Garoppolo looks to throw once more. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And Bolden brings it in, complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo, his throw incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Garoppolo again.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Bradley Chubb able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
Now Garoppolo, gotta have this one. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on?
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
A lack of discipline defensively on fourth down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Now Garoppolo. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
They go with Jacobs. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Jacobs. Oh, a good move at the 5. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Garoppolo. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. He'll wind up losing 10 there, a full 10 yards, so that one hurts. And it brings up 3rd and goal. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Berrios now from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A dime look defensively for the Raiders on 3rd down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Let's go now, let's go.
And they will take a knee here. On 2nd down, Mostert. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Down to an knee goes Tua, and that should just about do it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them
down the stretch. A huge win.